The morning rush at Skylane International Airport flowed like a river rolling suitcases. Loud announcements and hundreds of travelers pushing toward their destinations. Officer Aaron Clark stood beside his canine partner, Bolt, a sharp-eyed German shepherd trained for detection work. Bolt sat calmly at his side, surveying people and luggage with focus only a working dog could possess. The day felt ordinary, till it didn't. I share news stories here every day, and I would really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and liked my video. Now let's jump back into my story. I'm sure you love it if you keep listening till the end. Aaron chatted casually with another officer, but Bolt's ears suddenly flicked. The dog straightened, nose lifted toward the conveyor belt where a plain blue suitcase rolled forward, unclaimed, unnoticed, ordinary in every way. Except Bolt felt something else. Something wrong. Officer Lena Matthews frowned as she checked the luggage logs. This suitcase doesn't match any passenger check-ins. Unclaimed bags weren't rare, but Bolt's posture changed instantly. He stiffened, growled low, then lunged toward the bag with a force Aaron had never seen before. Passengers flinched as Bolt barked wildly, clawing at the suitcase as if someone inside needed help. "It's not explosives," Aaron said quickly. "He's not doing his bomb alert stance." The supervisor ordered an immediate lockdown. Barriers slammed shut, officers created distance, and passengers whispered anxiously. Bolt refused to step back, his barking now desperate. Panicked. "Something alive is inside," Aaron whispered, after tense debate and rapid scanning. Officers finally prepared to open the suitcase. Bolt whined sharply, pacing like the clock was running out. Lena unzipped the bag slowly. The lid fell open and every officer froze. Inside, wrapped tightly in a small pink blanket, was a toddler. She looked barely 2 years old, pale, barely breathing. Her wrists showed marks, her lips were cold, and she made only the faintest, shallow breaths. Bolt pressed his nose toward her, letting out the softest whimper of pain and pleading. "Get medics now!" Aaron shouted. Paramedics rushed in, placing her on a stretcher, oxygen mask covering her tiny face. Bolt followed the stretcher with trembling urgency, nudging the blanket with his nose as if urging her to wake. As she was loaded into the ambulance, her hand twitched. Aaron saw it. She moved. He yelled. The medics increased oxygen, reassuring him she was still alive but critical. Bolt stood with his paws on the bumper of the ambulance, refusing to look away. "You saved her," Aaron whispered to him. "If she lives, it's because of you." The ambulance vanished into traffic. With the child safe for now, the airport transformed into a full crime scene. Surveillance footage revealed a hooded woman placing the suitcase gently on the conveyor belt, looking around nervously before disappearing into the crowd. One chilling detail stood out. She handled the suitcase like she was carrying a living child, tracking her through cameras. Officers discovered she wasn't alone. Another accomplice had followed her through the terminal. It wasn't a random crime. It was planned. Hours later at the hospital, the toddler finally stirred. Bolt stood at her bedside, tail still, eyes gentle. When she opened her eyes, the first word she whispered was, "Doggy." Bolt lowered his head against her hand, as if promising protection. When Aaron asked for her name, the little girl's voice trembled with fear. "Where's Mommy?" Her question chilled the entire room. The mystery was only beginning. Asterisk at the police station. A frantic woman burst through the doors. Grace Turner, the missing toddler's mother. She was shaking, exhausted, clutching a photo of her daughter. Mia. She had been searching for days. "She's alive," Aaron told her softly. "Your daughter woke up. She asked for you." Grace collapsed, sobbing uncontrollably. Bolt wind. Nudging her gently, Grace explained how Mia had been kidnapped from a mall by a woman who pretended the toddler was her own baby. She had received threatening messages telling her she'd never see Mia again if she went to police. Terrified, she stayed silent till news of the suitcase broke. Meanwhile, investigators analyzed footage again. A clear angle revealed the kidnapper's face, Raina Holt, Grace's estranged sister who had been denied custody years earlier. Obsessed, unstable, and furious. Oh, she believed Mia belonged to her. With a swab taken from the suitcase, Bolt tracked Raina's scent through the airport parking structure. He weaved between cars, nose locked onto the trail, then suddenly growled at a dusty sedan. "Raina Holt," Aaron shouted. "Step out of the vehicle." Raina emerged, trembling, clutching Mia's photograph like a lifeline. "She's mine," she screamed. "She should have been mine." Officers raised their weapons. Raina tried to run, but Bolt lunged, blocking her escape. Aaron seized her, cuffing her before she could reach the car. "It's over," he said coldly. "You almost killed that child." Back at the hospital, Grace entered Mia's room, trembling. The moment Mia saw her mother, she cried, "Mommy," and the two collapsed into each other's arms. Mia clung to her mother with desperate strength. Then she spotted Bolt. "Doggy." She squealed, hugging him tightly. Bolt closed his eyes, tail wagging softly. He sat beside her bed as though guarding her tiny world. Grace ran her fingers through Bolt's fur. "You saved my baby. I owe you everything." Later, as Aaron prepared to leave, a nurse handed him a folded note Mia had scribbled herself. It read, "Tell the dog he's my hero." Aaron swallowed hard. "You hear that, Bolt? She thinks you're a hero." The dog nudged his hand gently, as if saying he already knew. As Aaron and Bolt walked down the hallway, Mia called out, "Bye-bye, doggy." Bolt wagged his tail one last time. They left knowing they had stopped a tragedy and saved a life that would forever remember the dog who refused to give up.